It's time for hashtag Love Right Create, ladies. Are you ready?
Yay!
It's NaNoWriMo week 2, and I am bringing you news. This is breaking news about how my friends Gabby Robbins, right there,
What's up?
and my friend Morgan Wiley, right over there,
Woo!
how they are doing at NaNoWriMo, because y'all don't want to hear about how I'm doing.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Um, this is going to be a quick show because y'all, we should be writing right now. Am I right?
Yes.
But we had to catch up, and to be completely honest, we totally skipped out on Sunday night because all three of us were like I think we were all exhausted. I might be speaking out of turn, but I was. So to get us started, I think I want to start with Morgan. Ah!
All right, bring it.
Okay.
When am I starting?
How are you on your word count goal?
Okay. Word count. Week 1. Actually, I was pretty proud of myself. I did pretty good. And my whole intention was to hopefully get ahead so that, because I knew I would be having a week where I'd be doing final edits and formatting on something else. So, so let's see. Do you want me to end it Sunday or where I'm at right now?
I don't know because I don't really want to talk about my week so far. But maybe we should. But I don't know. Let's do Sunday to Sunday because we are planning to talk this coming Sunday, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do Sunday to Sunday, and then maybe I will talk about the beginning of this week at the very end.
Okay. Well, I believe today's Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I ended the first week at a little over 18,000.
Oh my gosh.
You are a wizard.
And let me tell you, I don't know that I've done that much in a week in a very long time, if ever. So
that's amazing.
I was rocking it. And I'm boasting here because I'm proud of myself.
No, you should be. I'm still a little shocked. That's why I'm not like responding initially because I might turn around and cry in a minute. If
No, don't cry.
Okay.
And my fingers hurt and my brain's a little mush. But no, I had some really good sessions. I did some sprints that were really, helpful to keep me on track. And because I had a couple days where I didn't get anything in, so I had some good days with big chunks. And no, it was just a good week. I was feeling the story. I was excited about it, and it was just going.
Okay, stop there. Okay, because I'm going to ask you some follow-up questions to that.
Okay.
Also, all right.
Okay.
So, Gabby, word count for the week, for week 1.
For week 1, it was just about 3,000. I got a lot in when Kelly and I got to sit down and kind of be on our own. And we got a little bit of a writing time away, but Kelly knows I'm a little distracty, and I'm also still, because I don't get time every day to write, I was still kind of reading through things and trying to remember what I had written before and catch up to everything. But I got 3,000 down, and then I came back to real life with family and everything, so I haven't got that much after that. Not a ton, but it was good and it was encouraging because it got me back into my story and it got me excited about it again. But yeah, I'm hoping this week that besides Sunday and Monday, which is always not good days for me, that I can sit down and get words in every day. So I'm excited. It was good. It was fun to just get time to dedicate to writing. That was just awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I went through something similar with Gabby. Towards the beginning of the week, I didn't do anything, and I was so mad at myself. I was just like, gah, when I did get any words, it was like little chunks of 2 and 3 and 500 words, but it wasn't anything major. By the end of by the end of the week, though, by Sunday, and this is what's funny. Gabby and I pretty much have the same schedule because Sunday and Monday, it's impossible. Like, I am grading like a fiend, working on lesson plans for Monday morning, and then Monday, my day is like shot. So Sunday, when I was looking at my word count, because I haven't added anything to NaNoWriMo since Saturday night, and I was at my goal for the week, and it hit over 10,000 words, just over 10,000 words.
Great.
But it was this huge shift on Thursday and Friday and Saturday when Gabby and I were hanging out because, I mean, I'm talking Friday. I mean, I hit over 3,000 words in one day, and for me, that's really great. Mm-hmm. And so I know I'm not going to get that again this month. So I'm really thinking I'm going to have to spread it out a lot better, and I'm going to have to focus a lot better, and maybe cut out all communication with other people to like be able to have that again. So so I did hit my goal, but and I'm optimistic. Like, I'm going to stay positive. This can happen again. Maybe not the whole like weekend of words. Because I got 7,000 words in like 2 days, and I felt really good about that. But I know that won't happen again. I'm gonna have to spread it out. I'll just spread it out. And then right now, I'm editing the Cupid's Supernatural Chronicles because I just got those back, and I have to get them done so that I can have the book ready or the novella ready in December. So I mean, it kind of came at a bad time, but it's good because I'm writing the first book for it, and I'm actually reading through the novella again, and that's not
that's
bad.
really helpful.
Yeah. So, and I'm getting really good feedback, so it's kind of encouraging.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, I want you to tell me what the number one best part, or like the best thing is that got you the words this last week. What was the number one thing that got you the words this week? And it can't be something you've already said. Oh, but I guess it can, but keep going, though. Embellish on it, Gabby. Embellish on just having the day to write.
The cookie dough and the chocolate-covered caramel really helps a lot.
That's what got the words out for you?
Yeah, and the pants. Remember, we were in pajamas all day long. And
oh my gosh.
It was
pants and words go hand in hand.
So amazing. Like,
I'm going to tweet that later.
I didn't have to answer to anyone. And we just kind of hung out and drank coffee, and it was nice. It was good. I also feel like it was just doing it. Like, once I got into it and I was doing it, you just have to make yourself do it. And like, it's hard for me because I'll do stuff and I'll like getting in bed. And two, I was reading excellent writers as I was doing this, which was probably not the smartest thing to do, although I enjoyed it very much. And you know who I'm talking to. It was an amazing story that I finished up in my like brain break times. But then when you do that, I just feel like, as a writer, and I've read a lot of nano people say this, it's really hard to not be down on yourself, because when you're in the thick of it and you can't like look over your story overall, it's really discouraging because you're like, this isn't what I want, this isn't quality, this isn't what I was hoping for. So just getting past that and actually sitting down and writing, you know, and having encouraging people around to tell you, you know what, you're never going to know unless you do it, is it really important. But for me, it was really just dedicating the time to do it and doing it, and it was really great. I mean, I didn't get the numbers that I really wanted, but I do feel like now I feel so much better when I sit down to write my story that I actually know where I'm at, you know what I mean? Because there was a long period of time where I just didn't have time to sit and catch up and remember and go through all the questions I was still asking myself. So that was really good, and it was really helpful.
Mm-hmm. All right, awesome. Morgan, what about you? You said sprints, but was there anything else?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of sprints. I think similar to what Gabby said, just sitting down and doing it. I think specifically for me, I have several things going right now, and I found myself getting scattered very easily. So I blocked things out, like project-wise, and so if I went somewhere, if I had a chunk of time, I would write first, and then I would have a cutoff time, and then I could do admin or whatever edits and things I needed to do on a different project. Whereas I would want to kind of I would think of something and then go do it, and then come back and do some writing. But I needed to focus. I had to get the words out first, and I just put it in a time frame, and then I could do the other stuff. I've also been trying to get up in the morning again a little more consistently, so took some of that time. And really just my good old Twizzlers pulling peels. They're just really coming through for me this time.
We almost got some red vines in your honor because we're more fans of red vines, and then we were like, no, it's not the same.
We were gonna be like all weepy, like we miss Morgan. So we just stuck with chocolate instead.
It's all right. It's all right. Whatever works for you. You need the words.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to write.
Yeah, and I can't stress it enough. I think both of you ladies already just really just kind of pinpointed it. Making that time is so key. For me, I think that prioritizing was huge the last few days of last week, just because it wasn't just that I sat down and wrote or opened my computer, but it was also that if I had something else to do, kind of like Morgan, if I had someone email me and ask me to work on an image or a graphic or something, I'd say yes, but then I wouldn't let myself do it until after I got the words in. And that, I think, was really key in me getting some of the smaller chunks done. And I really think that I forget how much those add up if I really will just sit down and get them done. Mm-hmm. Because if I can sit down, 4 times in a day and get 250 words, that's 1,000 words. Like, I think that as a writer and as a mom and as a teacher and as a wife, I don't give myself enough credit when I have those 30-minute windows. Mm-hmm. And I tell myself, oh, I don't have enough time to really put anything of quality down. But sometimes I go back and I write those, or I read those little short snippets, and I think, gosh, like, that's not that bad, So I think that some of those little pieces of time, we don't give ourselves enough credit. We don't give ourselves enough leeway and permission to do what we need to do in those small time frames. And I think if we did, we'd get more done. Yeah. And that's how I'm gonna face this week, I think. If I can get a 2-hour chunk in, great. But if I can't, then I'll get 4 30-minute windows, and I might even get more done that way because, I'm just jumping in and doing it instead of what I normally do, which is get in there and reread half of what I wrote in my last session and then get all caught up in that. So actually mentioning that, what is your biggest downfall? Like, what is the one thing that keeps you from doing what you need to do? And I'm not talking about necessarily distractions outside, like your family or your kids or your husband or your work, but I'm talking about once you sit down, once you're on the computer and you have that window open, what is it that keeps you from just punching those keys? Morgan, what about you?
I think mental rabbit trails, for one. Just thinking about other things and other things I have to do, whatever, things just pop in my head. And also, I reread a little bit. I try not to reread a lot. I usually will. I'm kind of weird. I like to try to end things either on the end of a chapter or at the end of a pause in a scene or something. So I think I tend to read a little bit. I'll go back just to kind of see where I was and then just try to keep going. But I think it's just paying attention to it and not worrying about the edits and was it quality enough words. At this point, I just want to get the story out and get the words down, and then I can go back and edit those later. So I think that's probably the biggest thing.
Okay, what about you, Gabby?
I really feel like, and I felt like this is what my biggest problem was this writing weekend when I just had time to think about it, was when I would read through where I was at, I was like, okay, I knew what I wanted to convey, but I didn't know the perfect words, and for some reason in my brain, I'm like, I don't know how to do that yet, so let me move on to something else. And then I'd be like, no, just do it. And then if it's not perfect, you can go back and fix it. But it was literally like, nope, I'm not sure yet. Nope, I'm not sure yet. The perfectionist in me just keeps me from doing it. Like, I guess, too, this is my first go-around, so the idea of editing it seems so gargantuan. If I just do something, that intimidates me. But at the same time, I know that if I wait for the perfect words or the perfect idea or the perfect thing, it's never going to come. It's never going to happen. I'm never going to get it down. So I feel like for me, it really is me just saying, just write it. And if it's not right, write it again. If it's not good, it's not what you wanted, give yourself another idea. And I did do that a little bit, which I thought was cool, was when I was writing, I would write a scene out, and at the bottom, if when I read it through, I was like not happy about it, I would write myself a note and be like, think through something else. This might not be exactly what you were thinking, and remember, you want it to feel this way. So that I didn't forget my hesitation. Do you know what I'm saying? So that I remembered what my hesitation was, but at the same time, I kept going. And I think that got me a lot more actual scenes done, because then I was like, okay, I've given it my best go this round. That doesn't mean it's going to be the final thing, you know? But in my brain, I didn't want to forget certain things that made me feel weird about it, so that I knew what to try again or to give it another option next time. Yeah, I
think that's awesome. I do that too. It's helpful.
Well, y'all, I have to say, I've been psyching myself out with this. So last week was really good, and I got a lot done, but then I got home after, and maybe people do, I mean, I'm sure we all do this, but especially when we have big chunks that we were writing, I got home and got some really good feedback about something else, and then it made me question if I should be doing this, and it made me feel like, oh my gosh, maybe it's moving too slowly. It's not going to be as fast-paced as what I wrote before. It just was, I started second-guessing myself, and so the few minutes that I've had to sit down, even today, I've told myself, oh, maybe I need to look back at my outline again and change some things or add some things. And so for me, I think that what's been the biggest distraction has been the planning portion, or the plotting portion of it, because I'm second guessing myself, and then I'll go back and take a look at the plot or take a look at the outline and then think, maybe I should add something here. And it's not a natural thing, because I even told Gabby this weekend. There was a moment when something naturally or like organically changed in my plot because I was writing it. But when you're writing and then you second guess yourself and you start changing things, I don't think that's the way to go. So I've been stopping myself. Like, I haven't changed anything major, but I think that in a rough draft, we just have to remember it's called a rough draft for a reason.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough. So that's kind of been my downfall, I think, especially over the last few days, is just that idea of second-guessing myself and psyching myself out, like, maybe this wasn't a great idea to turn this into something more, or just that kind of thing. And I think we all struggle with that every now and then.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we know what we've done and accomplished and what we've loved and what we've hated and what we've, nitpicked ourselves about, what are you going to do differently this week? What's it going to be? All right, Gabby, what about you?
Well, today, I'm praying that we have no more sickness, because I got home on Saturday and had to go pick up my son from his retreat because he was sick, and it proceeded to go through the entire family. So nobody was feeling good again, which is just so bizarre when you have homeschool children. You're like, really? That was why I took you out of school?
I know.
So I am feeling better. I've gone to work and gone to church and done everything, but have not felt good for the last 2 days. So I'm just going to kind of, the first 2 days I gave myself a break, and I sat down and I wrote some, but I didn't push myself And now that I'm feeling better, it's going to be one of those times where I'm just going to try to push through and stay up as late as I can and get stuff done because I obviously still have to go to work. But it's November, so I'm hoping that I just mentally am like, I can do this. It's fine if I don't sleep a ton, but yeah. This week it's just going to be really putting my nose to the grindstone. I again got my Saturday hijacked, so I'm hoping that even though I'm doing that in the times that I'm home, that I can get stuff and time to really sit down and write. So I'm just going to do like Callie said. If I have an hour, I'm going to do it an hour. You know what I mean? If I have 2 hours, I'm going to do it for 2 hours. But yeah, I'm just going to try to push through. I just feel like if I don't do it now, it's one of those things where it's like, you just have to make it happen. And then the other thing that I thought was really interesting is that people post about NaNoWriMo all the time, and you're like, well, that's cool to tell everybody what you're doing, but I feel like it does keep you accountable because I've had 2 people that aren't in our writing circles, and they've both been young girls who have been like, oh my gosh, you do NaNoWriMo? I've always wanted to do NaNoWriMo, and that's so awesome. Are you going to get your book done? Like, are you going to do it? And now I just feel like, well, holy, everyone knows. And I'm trying to finish this, and one of them asked my daughter, and my daughter's like, yeah, my mom's going to get her rough draft done in November. And I was like, okay. You kind of just threw me out there. I'm going to do it. So it's good because it keeps you accountable. People ask you, where is it, So it's a good thing. So, yeah.
Good.
Okay, Morgan, what you got? What you going to do?
First off, I apologize if you can hear my herd of elephants running through the hall. Like, what? Jeez. Okay, let's see. This week, similar to Gabby, we've had, my daughter's had bronchitis for the last week and a half. So, I'm hoping she'll be all healthy and maybe I can get some later nights in too. But, let's see, to do something different, I felt really good about this last week, so I'm not exactly sure what I would do different. Maybe just more of what I was doing. I think for me, my biggest thing is I need to stay focused but organized. I need to be able to juggle my different things and give them each the attention they need, but to be able to focus on the writing too. So I think that's my biggest thing I'll need to work on this week.
Yeah, I'm with you on the organized part. I was looking at my calendar, and y'all can hold me accountable. Look, this is like what I'm dealing with. Like, it doesn't even look like a real calendar because it's just a bunch of scribbly junk that I write down that I have to do, and I don't feel organized because it's such a mess. It makes me feel like a mess. And so I think for me, it's going to be that idea of staying organized. I think that will also help me when I start questioning my plotting. It's like before this month, I organized that plot and I knew, per 1,000 words what I was going to be writing about. And so I feel like that if I will just stick to that and if I will just stay organized, then I think that there's a chance that I could still hit my goal for this week, even though I feel like I'm already 2 days behind. It's possible. And so, I think just staying positive and telling myself I can still do this. Like, I can still totally hit this and rock this number. So, I think that organization is going to be key for me. Not just like, this is my #1 priority, but also like not doing this crap. Like, just what's wrong with me? So good luck.
Yeah, you do.
Good luck with week #2, y'all. Because we're already in it, and then we're gonna get together on Sunday and talk about the last 5 days instead of the last 7 days. But
yeah,
it'll happen. It'll come quick, and I'm really nervous because I have to tell you guys what happens in the next 5 days. In 5 days. So.
We can do it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you.
See you later, Gabby.
Yeah.
She's like, I gotta go. I gotta write.
Bye.
Well, okay. I think that's it for tonight. Anything else? Any additions, suggestions? Confessions? Okay.
Confessions.
All right, then. We will end this episode tonight, and I will see you ladies in 5 days. I'm sure I will hear from you online at some point before then. But I wish you all the words in the world.
Yes.
All of them. Lightning fingers.
So we need to be hashtagging Love Write Create, but then we also need to be hashtagging NaNoWriMo so that strangers will hold us accountable.
Oh my goodness, bless you.
Hashtag bless you.
Bless us all.
All right. Well, I'm going to say goodnight before I get Gabby's cooties. Toodaloo, ladies.
Night.
Good night.